Hey guys, we're back. Episode 35, O.P.O.V podcast.
Trey Pound.
When you said that, for some reason it made me think of that Usher song.
What Usher song?
With Lil Jon.
Yeah. What's Trey Pound? He'll say Trey Pound in the song, dude.
I don't know. He say something in the beginning, something about A-Town, I think.
Hell yeah.
So that, whatever. How was your week?
Turn it off with the homies. Usher used to be my boy. What happened to you, Usher?
Ush.
We need you.
That big girl talked about he did something too, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was saying.
He got an album after that, though. He got an album with your boy, Zay Tobin. But it's like, it seemed like he be trying to sing like that, sing rap stuff more than shows falsettos and stuff like that. I like when Usher can actually get into the singing bag. That's what I like.
Yeah, I like Usher.
All that rapping, singing, late after Trey Songz and Chris Brown.
Yeah, the real R&B thugs.
Oh, Usher might be a real R&B thug too, then.
How?
A little younger before social media.
You mean a little older?
Yeah. Before social media. But this weekend, I had a decent weekend, I would say.
That was your birthday.
My birthday was good. It was very good. I kept it light on my birthday. Me and a friend just chilled, played video games, and I don't think I even drank for my birthday. Probably, I might have went out to eat. Then Friday, I ended up drinking. Going over my other friend's house whose birthday it was. Ended up drinking. And then, Rich came over my house too.
Okay.
On my birthday. Showed some love. But then yesterday, I ended up going to this little zombie paintballing thing. It was like The Walking Dead. It's pretty cool. And then it was like a haunted house too.
I've never done paintball.
That was my first time paintballing too.
I'd like to though.
It was good because it was like The Walking Dead, so we was the one with the paintball guns, and we was just shooting zombies.
Okay.
So and they was coming after us.
So it's like a real live video game.
Yeah. So I don't know if I really like paintballing versus each other because somebody hit me with a paintball in my face. I might feel a certain type of way. But I don't know. My friend was just asking me if I wanted to go real paintballing. So after I come back from LA, I'll probably try to do that before it gets too cold outside.
Good.
But I had a good time. I ended up getting a gift yesterday. Actually, 2 gifts. Shout out to my friends for coming through with the gifts. Shout out to, I guess, Kanye too, our little cousin. It was his birthday too.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that. Happy birthday, Kanye.
Happy birthday. I wasn't able to get down to your party, but I will try to have something for you to give to your mom.
I wasn't either. I was up doing my daughter's hair so late because I started late in the day. I knew that was a bad move, but that's why I'm tired today.
We was in our third wheel. She had a lot to do. We all had a lot to do this weekend.
Yeah. I
don't know what's going on. It wasn't like it's a holiday weekend or anything.
I know.
So everybody was busy this weekend.
Yeah.
You did hair. Your daughter's hair looked wonderful. I don't think I got a chance to tell you that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You know, my baby's experimenting with the colors and she got some faux locks. So
she had blood this week.
Yeah, like when we were younger, you know, mommy was pretty strict. So I kind of like really want her to be able to express herself. Of course, you know, I set boundaries, but as far as the colors in the hair, I try to do it so it didn't look like too ratchety. But at the same time, you know, she said she wanted some red in her hair. So I was like, all right, you know.
It looks nice.
So you think our kids like this? Like our generation of parents are like way more lenient when it comes to kids and being outspoken and having their own opinions and allowing.
Well, kids have rights now. It's different. We ain't have any rights when we were kids. It's like shut up and do what your parents tell you.
Pretty much. Yeah.
But now kids got rights. You want them to be able to voice their opinion and them be heard. I was talking to this little girl today and just telling her because she's so quiet of a girl, telling her you need to communicate with your parents. And let them know what's going on. So it's like, don't ever think you're gonna get in trouble for something if it's like a real matter, like you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff. I don't know. I feel like kids, to me, I feel like it's more predatorial maybe because we can see everything with the social media now. I think so. You want your kids to be able to speak up, and it shouldn't be shut up and do what I say because sometimes the person is telling you to do what they say is the bad person.
I know. Or I think too, like when we were younger, it was always assumed that the adult was the one telling the truth.
Yeah, and that's like, I don't know. Especially with like the priests and stuff like that. Imagine how many parents put their faith into like some of these Catholic priests. And I'm not saying all the Catholic priests are like that, but just imagine the ones who did put their faith into that priest that would have them, and even like the Boy Scouts and things like that. So I think it sucks, but we were the guinea pigs, right?
Yeah.
And now we realize that type of parenting wasn't productive.
Yeah, and I can't even, to me, I feel like I would be hypocritical if I'm out here telling people, hey, you matter, your feelings matter, you deserve to be heard, yada, 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 but then I turn around and treat my daughter like...
Shut up, don't say anything. But a lot of parents still do that on the low. You know, their kids don't have any type of voice.
Yeah.
Say so. But do you feel like that it takes a village to raise a child, or is that kind of being putting your problems off on somebody else?
I think it does take a village. I mean, you have to be an active participant in your own village.
And
but
then
I mean,
some people in the village, you even want them around your child.
I think we've gotten to a point where, like, you know, we'd hear stories from our parents about, anybody in the neighborhood was allowed to whoop you if they see you acting up. Okay, so I don't want anybody putting their hands on my kid. But I do feel like it would be appropriate if you see my child doing something bad, say something. Like, I wouldn't want you to just let my kid go down the wrong path. Go ahead and chastise them, and then tell me so I can speak to them as to, you know, why they got in trouble for that. And really, like, you don't know, like, how your kids is being, we really don't know how our kids are really being disciplined in school. Because think about the stuff that they might not even tell you about.
But I feel like I deserve a lawsuit against the DK, the Department of School Education.
Why?
Because I got paddled when I was like, the principal should not have put his hands on me when we were that young, in the middle of the lunchroom. Imagine being your kid being paddled in front of other people. That's like the biggest form of humiliation ever.
It is, yeah.
And a principal actually touching me, like.
Well, you know what? I remember back then, it was DKing too. I got a choice because me and this girl got into a fight in gym class, and it was like either you can get suspended or you can get paddled.
Yep, and I swear that's what it was. Paddled me. Oh, you said you were her?
Yeah, because I was like, go ahead and tell my mom. My mom know I ain't start that fight. Get out of here.
That right there is like, who can you imagine?
The other girl got paddled though, and she was crying.
Yeah, I was crying too.
You don't want, but
can you imagine somebody paddling nothing? You going into the school, it's like, yeah, we paddled her. Like, why did you touch my dog? Yeah, like that. I'm saying, Mom, you got some questions there. Why would you let them paddle?
But you know what? That's because that's how they were raised. Like,
don't let nobody paddle your kids.
Man, I saw this kid when I went to go pick up my daughter the other day. She was acting up. And then I whispered to the secretary. I was like, "Are you old enough to remember we used to get paddled?" She was like, "Yeah, because I got paddled." I was like looking at this kid like, oh.
We all deserve some form of a check being cut. Every kid that got paddled between 1985.
Well, wait a minute. I thought you said that some kids do deserve a beating.
They deserve a beating, but not by random.
Oh, whooping.
Not by random.
Yeah. But so
this old white man, that's like a white person paddling a black kid is like a damn near slavery. Like, no, you're not gonna get all the kids to fall in line. You paddling me in front of all these kids is trying to basically say, I'm gonna make an example out of this one kid to have y'all fall in line.
But then who do you get to pick and choose who your village is? Well, first of all, do you think it takes a village?
No, I don't think it takes a village. Now I feel like
I have my personal village, which includes you guys, and my
Exactly.
parents.
So I would
and-
say it's not an individual, but it's definitely not a village. It's more a close network. I'll say it takes a close network to raise.
But then, what if none of my close network is around? Like, my daughter's gonna eventually get old enough to be outside, like running the streets by herself and have a curfew and all that.
Yeah, but just like Barbecue Becky, she's part of the neighborhood, and she's gonna say she was looking out for the village, but meanwhile she could lie about Buffin doing something that she wasn't even doing.
That's true.
Did you see that? I seen the video. T.I. put out a video yesterday. Oh, I showed you that about the how the cop was sitting there acting like that 11-year-old was doing stuff that she wasn't even doing.
Absolutely disgusting. And
that's why I don't trust it.
In the video, do not get me wrong. I feel like was the child being disrespectful? Yes. But the only reason why that cop reacted like that is because you felt like she wasn't respecting the badge or whatever it is that you. And the behavior of the cop certainly did not warrant any type of force even close to what he displayed. Like, it was crazy.
They shouldn't even touched her. They shouldn't even touched her.
I know.
No, nobody shouldn't have touched that girl. She didn't do anything to deserve to be touched. Now, whether you got to call her parents to come remove her from the school.
And the fact that he was saying her walking past, brushing past the administrator or whatever was assault. Like, dude, you need to be fired.
But that's why I don't trust the village, because even the teacher, the assistant teacher, whoever was there that was filming it, he should have stepped in instead of filming it.
Yeah, because I think that I think what it was is the police officer's cam came off, and he like repositioned the cam so that it would pick up everything that was happening. But right there, I think that's a slippery slope too, with him intervening with a police officer. So I could probably understand why he didn't. But he was saying like, look.
Yeah, she's not doing anything.
And it looked like he was getting ready to break that girl's arm.
Oh, he definitely was going to break her arm. But that's my point.
This reaction is all because you're butthurt because she's not listening to you. Which, when I picked my daughter up from the school, this child was definitely not listening and doing whatever she wanted to do. You know.
To be those type of cops or those type of security guards, you do got to show some type of patience or restraint.
Right.
There's a lot of kids that's not going to listen to you. But again, you got to remember that kid is only 11 years old.
That and, you don't really know what type of upbringing the kid has outside of school and what reason they are acting out for.
But she wasn't even, to me, she wasn't acting out to a point where she looked like she was just having a bad day.
Right. And then basically what they were saying is she's not listening, she's not doing anything anybody's telling her to do. But she wasn't running around like running them up, tearing the school up or nothing. And she was just sitting there like,
day, have the parents come get her, we're gonna start this over tomorrow. Maybe she needs to go to some type of counseling. But other than that, there's no, like, she wasn't, like you said, bullying anybody, nothing. There's no reason why there should have been any type of force put on this girl. And she's 11 years old. And so when I see...
That's traumatic.
But when I see things
to have
like,
that type of interaction with a police officer at 11, like that, it's crazy.
And then it had the police officer try to throw bogus charges on you. Like, you about to jam this 11-year-old up for nothing.
Assault and resisting arrest.
Assault because she trespassed. But see, so that's why I say a village, because it's hard to trust a lot of people in the village.
So what do we do? Like, I don't know. Because me and my close network is not going to be able to be around at all times.
I mean, but when she does go out in the forest, in the real world, you just got to hope that she has the right maturity and the right intellectual decision making to make the right decisions. Like, I was talking to...
Because don't get me wrong, I know, like, my daughter is in 2nd grade, and I've already seen how she can get brand new. When she's not around me.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Totally different girl, huh?
Yeah.
That's how it is for all kids.
So, I don't know. But
But you know, it's like you can only do what you can do. Just put everything that you know that she should know. Give her the tools. Yeah, so when she got out in the real world, she at least has the tools and the knowledge to make the right decision.
You know what else I think maybe helps as far as like the school element of the village is I make sure that I'm present and that I'm active with the teachers and the administrators in the school. At least they can see my face and at least they know who her mom is. And
that you care.
Right.
That means a lot. When the teacher and the school system know that the parents care, they'll start treating you a different type of way.
Right. So I would hope that I've been able to create a relationship where they feel comfortable coming to me saying, hey, she's having trouble in this area. She wasn't having a good day. Can you talk to her about it? Or whatever. That's the type of like village I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like even if, don't be talking to my kid all kind of crazy or nothing like that. I need for them to feel confident that whatever it is that she was doing, I'm going to handle it. I'm going to address it. But, you know.
Now, do you feel like it's our fault too? Because a lot of these times when this stuff be happening in these schools, they don't be in like practical schools for urban people. I mean, for black people. Like it looked like it'd be like culturally, like like just outdated. Like a lot of schools where this stuff go on at, it looks like it's like mostly white people in the school, and then it could be a couple black people sprinkled in.
I don't know, because even like that incident that happened with that girl, even though it's an older age range, that's the concern I have even about McKeesport High School. There's something like that, which I think they've had resource officers in their building anyway. Yeah. But now that they are having a designated like police station or probation office, like I don't know. I just feel like there has to be a better training or a better way to be able to de-escalate situations. Shoot, you know how to de-escalate a conversation from working in the call center. Why? If you're specifically, excuse me, working with children, there has to be different techniques and stuff that you could use.
But a lot of those issues that kids have, it's more counseling issues though. So like a lot of times you might not be able to de-escalate something more, like it's probably harder to de-escalate a kid because once they get into that mode, well, they're not going to listen. They're not going to listen. Right,
but I feel like if you get training or specific training sessions that are specific to the needs of the community. If you know the community is plagued with violence, poverty, kids suffering from different traumas from the time probably that they're born, there should be different training methods to be able to help with kids in those situations.
And you know what I mean? You gotta get people to look like in those type of positions too. Like it's probably hard for somebody that's in those type of situations to tell all their problems to an older white male.
And it could be one of those things where the administrators get somewhat desensitized. If there's a whole lot of students who tend to act out.
Like how Dangerous Minds?
Yeah, I didn't see that movie. I don't think.
You never seen Dangerous Minds with Michelle Pfeiffer?
I don't think so.
No, what happened to Michelle Pfeiffer? She was like one of the best actresses back in the day.
I used to think she was so beautiful.
She was, especially back in Scarface. But jumping back on subject, it's a subject that I just feel like it always comes down to is the person being the threat. If they're not being the threat, you don't put your hands on them to detain them to do anything. If they're just not listening to you, don't put your hands on my kid. You know what I mean? There's ways that you could come get me to have them removed, or just have them sit in the principal's office or something until the parents or the guardian comes to get them. Like, don't touch my kid if they're not being a threat. Now, if they're sitting there beating everybody up, spitting on people, want to just terrorizing the whole school,
Mm-hmm.
detain them.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can work it out then.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as if I'm just not listening to you, like I said, she could have been having a bad day. She's not being a threat. She's not a threat to nobody in that school.
Mm-hmm.
So don't touch her.
But I think also like with it, when it comes to like teachers, that's a position that requires a bit more empathy than another profession.
Yeah.
So.
But a lot of teachers will be bitter because of even what's going on outside of
with their home life.
Their home life, they're struggling to get their bills met. They might have a second job doing something goofy like waiting tables or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like our public service, they're not. If they're in urban cities, they're not paid right. Their salaries are terrible.
Yeah, but I think what they'll tell either me or you, not dealing with a position where we deal with kids, even us, leave that stuff at the door. Mm-hmm. Like, don't, whatever's going on in your personal life, you don't take it out on your coworkers or the clients. So,
but sometimes kids can be cruel too. So say if like they see Mrs. Washington drive up in a motherfucking clunker. Boy, she coming to school, the dude that think he funny, the little annoying comedian in the class, like, Miss Washington, I see your car. My brother got a better car.
I'd be like, well, tell your brother to get me one too.
I mean? Like, the teachers can get bullied too.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say today, but I seen somebody make a teacher cry before when we was in school.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's sad.
Because he would not listen at all. He was so just like disruptive and would not let her teach. And just everything she said, he would have something smart to say. And we like in like 6th grade. Like he had no desire to learn.
Well, sounds like time for in-school suspension, detention, whatever.
Yeah, in-school suspension. I had that.
Because that's the thing. Like, get out of my classroom, because at this point, you're disrupting everybody else's learning experience, and that's not fair to them. You got to get out. Sorry, I'm not saying you need to get arrested, but there's definitely another room that maybe you need to sit in and think about what you did, because the other kids in the class don't deserve that experience.
It's crazy because the way the person turned out, they turned out to be like the total opposite of how they was back then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes it's just like you never know the outside situation what the kids are going through, and you make them act a certain way.
Life is tough, y'all.
It's hard to get kids to open up, though. I will say that.
Mm-hmm. But you know, when it comes to parenting and stuff, I think they tell you like you kind of soften your voice and like get on their level. Sometimes I feel like my daughter responds better when that actually works. Mm-hmm. Like my daughter does respond better to.
Because you don't look intimidating.
Yeah.
But that's how it is when I'm doing. Let's say if you're my employee, if we doing a one-on-one at my desk, I gotta put my desk down, like, cause my chair might be all high, and I gotta look at the whole floor. But when I'm doing your one-on-one, I gotta come down to your level and soften you up, ask you how your week's been going, blah blah blah.
Well, even like that's one of the de-escalation techniques that one of my managers taught me back in the day when I was working at the call center. He was like, the louder the client gets, the softer you have to make your voice. That will, if you match their energy, then y'all not gonna get nowhere.
Yeah, it's like,
so you gotta make sure you get softer and just let them know, sir or ma'am, I'm just here to help you. Please help me understand. Blah 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 blah. Just get softer and softer.
Now I will say this.
They'll bring it down. It
works. Not all the time. And I will say this though too. Once you become a manager, I love the United States, but I hate customer service in the United States. Everybody feel like they're entitled.
Well, for some reason, some moron came up with the customers always
which they're
right.
never right. They're like 95% never right. Like, so that's like the worst. I don't know where that saying came up from, but customers live bad and they're totally wrong. But people from the United States feel like they're entitled to some. So I love being a manager. And guess what? I will do that soft voice, but I'm not trying to de-escalate. I'm just gonna tell you no. That's the other good thing about being a manager. The worst thing about being somebody who's right on the cusp of being a manager, you try to tell them no, but then you talk to your supervisor, then the supervisor errs on the side of the customer, so then you got to come back on and like, okay, well, you're right, I'll give you the refund for that. Is there anything else? So basically, they're like, I won this argument.
Yeah.
But once you become a manager, and you got that prick on the phone, and you know you're right,
get out of here.
now, sometimes you might get a nice liar, like the little old lady. Oh, goodness, I didn't push that. I didn't, you know what I mean? I wasn't trying to get that charge. So deep down in your mind, you know she's lying. But at least she's making your job easy by not being combative.
You know what?
So I'll give you this refund, lady.
Confession, sometimes I would talk to people and I pretty much feel like maybe they didn't deserve to get whatever it was that they were asking for, but I would give it to them because I wanted them to get off my phone. I don't have time for this. Like, dude, I'm going to stay on the phone with you and back and forth for an hour about
I used to do that too.
People with real issues, and I need you to get on the phone.
I would do that too. That's kind of outstanding customer service when it comes to the aspect of it. Like, if they had surveys at the end of the call, you probably get fast from the customers. But at the end of the day, I was on the other end of that because I used to do that for Verizon. Don't you know what? They brought me in at the end of the year. It was like one of the quarters for, I'm going to say it was like the third quarter. I was like, out of the whole company of Verizon, I was like top 10 and giving like refunds back.
And they talked to you about your refund amount, didn't they? They had a conversation.
Yeah, because it was something crazy. Because you know what? All those old ladies, they had that triple play package and their thing went from being like $20 to $300. I'm sorry about that now.
Yeah. Because here's the thing. I think as an employer, they should understand from an efficiency standpoint, like, time is money. Why would I sit up there on the phone with this person back and forth and getting nowhere for up to probably an hour when I could really be handling like a real issue? Like, sometimes you just gotta, would you rather be happy or would you rather be right? Like,
depending on if you're a prick or not. If you're a prick, that's me being petty. That's me being petty. But if you're a prick, yeah, we gonna fight this out to the death. I'm gonna be right because I'm the manager. So I could keep telling you you're not getting your refund, and you could keep asking me why. We could keep going in circles. Basically, after probably the fourth time, I'm gonna ask you, is there anything else I can help you with?
Yeah. So
let me talk to your manager. I'm the highest manager in the building, sir. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Pretty much, yeah.
But I will say this though, a lot of times with customer service, it begins on that bottom level. Like, they are right, it begins with that first person. So if the person sets the tone that they're nonchalant about something, it's going to end up being an escalation line. So there's a lot of times where I was telling my friend that yesterday, there's a lot of times somebody might say they're going to do something on the phone for you, and then as soon as they get off the phone, they're scratching their butt or something. Like, they're not putting nothing in the computer.
Yeah.
They're not even help. So when you call back, they're like, oh, there's no notes on that.
Yeah.
You like, what?
But you know what? I really try to avoid customer service and talking to a person at this point in my life.
Just your computer.
But I remember I did have an issue, and like, it turned out to be a big issue for me. So then with me having to call back in, they would be like, and because I have customer service experience, that initial conversation, something didn't sound right to me. So I wrote down the date and time of the call. So when a few days later I called in, they talk about, oh, we don't have any record of that. Yes, you do. Pull the call.
Yep.
I'll hold. Here's the date and time. And here's the phone number. Pull that call and listen.
Yep.
That's what happened.
And that's what I
They
did
sure
too.
did.
Yep. I'm telling them, pull that thing ASAP.
Yep.
I do that too. Because as soon as I hear that thing, this call's being recorded.
Yep.
Yep. Pull that call from the other day.
So yeah, I don't know how we transitioned to customer service from kids customer service, but
yeah, that's weird. But it was real though, because
yeah.
But I will say this though too: if you gripe hard enough and you probably yell loud enough, in the United States, you will get what you want.
What's that saying? The squeaky wheel gets the oil or something like that.
That's so true. Because I seen somebody this dude was going off in Walmart, like going off, because he had a Western Union, but he ain't have his ID. And I don't know how many times I got turned away for that. But guess what? He looked like he was about to fight the manager, and guess what the other manager did? Sorry, just this one time. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you don't even know if this is that dude.
Get him out of here.
Yeah, but you about to give me money that you don't even know if that's him just because.
Get him out of here. We don't even have time for this. We're not going to let this situation
escalate. Now, what if that other person comes back and sent the money like, they didn't come pick it up. They're going to come pick it up tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, we gave that money.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I get it. I don't agree, but I get it.
Because I'm looking at this dude like, yeah, you're not getting that without your
Because that's definitely a violation of something.
Yeah, I'm like, you're not getting that. Like, the whole time I'm in line, I'm like, dude's not getting that without his ID. I don't even know why he's yelling. I don't even know why he's making a big fight.
I don't even know why you came up here without your ID.
I guess what?
Because most people know when it comes to Western Unions.
Or any type of getting cash out from a bank. You need ID. They need to know who they're giving it to.
Yeah.
But he got it.
Man, when you go to my bank, 2 forms of ID. We need 2 forms of ID.
Because it does happen. A lot of scammers.
Your debit card and your driver's license, your 2 forms of ID. And they will turn you away if you don't got 2 forms of ID.
Because scammers will do that. They'll sit there and say they never got nothing out of that bank account. Meanwhile, they sitting there with the whole the whole debit out.
So now what else? Kanye came out with an album, Jesus is King.
Did you listen to it yet?
I listened to it yesterday.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, I feel like if you like his Sunday services and the songs that they sing, it's pretty much those songs.
It gives a good vibe in the air. Puts a good vibe in the air.
Yeah, I want to say Malice is on the one song.
Oh, so that does make sense. I forgot about Malice. Shout out to Malice, man.
Shout out to Malice.
He definitely been staying strong throughout the whole. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job, Kanye. I'm proud of Kanye.
Yeah. I think that, so how do you feel about Kanye doing the whole Sunday services thing and then interjecting his support for Trump in those services?
I don't have a problem with it. A lot of pastors will do that with the other politicians. It's just that it's not the politician we like. I mean, if you remove Trump's name out of it and put Obama's name in there, you think people will have a problem with it?
I have a problem with it. I believe in the separation of church and state.
I mean, I have a problem with it, but it happens.
My politics and my spirituality. I mean, there is, when it comes to politics and spirituality, they intersect in that it's a personal choice, but I don't want my pastor or whoever to try to sway me, one way or another, if that makes sense. That would turn me off, even if it was Obama or whoever.
But I don't know. But I mean, I see it. You see it all the time, that endorsements. Especially with like Reverend Jesse Jackson and stuff like that. Like, you'll see it with the endorsements. Reverends and pastors and stuff, they always show their endorsements.
But like later on, I don't know how it was back in the day, but like, do you know, like, do people even take Jesse Jackson, Reverend Jesse Jackson, and like Al Sharpton them? Do they take them as seriously as they might have back in the day?
I think social media kind of messed them up because they kind of be looking like attention whores.
But yeah, go ahead, Kanye, get down with the praise and worship. I love it.
It gives a new avenue. It opens up new doors for the people. Like for instance, the one dude, the husband of Mary, the one dude, like it opens up doors. It shines their light on talented artists and writers.
You talking about Warren Campbell? Okay. But what about him?
I feel like it opens up more opportunity for people like that who's in that line of music who hasn't really been
coming up with the like trap beats and
like he could. If Kanye is able to bring the church to mainstream, people like him will get a bigger platform.
Because I mean, Erica Campbell, she be having the praise and worship bops.
They do. They're like their
I
stuff
love
be real
God.
good. Their stuff be good. Like if you like rap, you would like their type of stuff. Just like Lecrae. Lecrae's real good rapper, and like I feel like he kind of intersects the hip hop and gospel, like to where even if you don't listen to gospel rap, you might listen to him because it's just a good song.
I like Canton Jones too, but I think you said you didn't like Canton Jones. Based off the couple of songs.
Yeah, and then again, if I probably heard his
it was
album,
the one song you said something about he sampled Juicy J. Remember that?
What song?
Oh man, is it?
If it's too much of a knockoff, I probably ain't gonna like. The only knockoff I really like is God in Me. That's the only.
Okay, which one was that? What sample was that?
Baggy of Drake, that T-Pain.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's the sample. I never even noticed. Is it? Oh, you gonna make me listen to that?
It's the God in Me.
But yeah, Erica Campbell, she be coming with the her and her husband, Then they got the one girl, she was on The Voice. She got some good songs too. I forget what her name is. She got that song, Won't He Do It?
Oh yeah, that song's hard.
Yeah.
I forget her name. I think
Corinne Hawthorne.
Yeah, you put me on that song.
Yeah, Warren Campbell, I think he
did that too.
Yeah, I think she's on their label too.
Yeah, because I put somebody actually was listening to that song, and I told her about Warren Campbell. So
yeah, Warren Campbell.
He just been around the hood too much.
Yeah, he said he used to be signed to Death Row.
You could tell. Wouldn't he know what he talking about when it come to that street stuff? He be having a good recipe though. But yeah, Kanye, I ain't get to listen to the album yet, but I love what he's doing, and he doesn't care about who's upset about it.
Do you think that he will be effective in bringing the younger people back to church? No. Why?
I think he's actually going to help the older people.
Really? Why?
I think young people are starting to separate themselves from not from being religious. I think there's like this new type of fad that everybody wants to be spiritual but not religious.
Which, you know what though, I think it's good, and I feel like the church is starting to follow suit, and that all of that like religious dogma type
like
stuff,
almost like gangs.
It's like,
you ever notice that how like a lot of religious stuff be like almost like kind of like gangs. You got to follow these rules or else, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's like right now I'm kind of like that's what one of the reasons why I like my church so much is because it's not so much about like a super religious type thing, but we want everybody to know when they come in the door they're loved and accepted, and it's really important for, like, me personally, I think it's important for people to see the God in me. You know what I mean? More than anything, like the fastest way you can get somebody to leave or turn their back on the church is if you're trying to beat them over the head with a Bible. Like the word say this, da. In which, you know, we want you to read the word and, you know, help the word of God. It does help, you know, you with your moral compass, but ultimately the best thing to do is encourage people to get in relationship and to know God for themselves. You know what I mean? Versus, oh, well, the word said you shouldn't be da.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? We all got problems, and just because you're a minister in a pulpit don't mean that all of your problems are gone and you're better than everybody else now, you know?
But I think he could bring the air of gospel music and hopefully church to people who's like 27 to 45, that type of range, to where people who could see like how he remixed the Soul to Soul to a gospel song and all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Stuff that we actually could relate to, and then it could put a good vibe and a good spirit into the air. But I think the younger people like it.
I was listening to one Sunday service and Kanye remixed So Anxious.
I heard that too. Yeah,
that was really good.
Brian was killing that.
Yeah, they was. So
they was doing it for a long time. Though I was like, it's time for them to switch this.
Oh yeah, you didn't like the length.
It was like too lengthy.
Yeah. So Kanye.
Shout out to Kanye, man. Growth and maturity, man. Hopefully, and a lot of times when he and again, it could have been a ploy to try to get off that record label too. Kanye's smart like that, and he's sad to say, he's not a slave anymore. God freed him. That could be looked at as I'm not a slave of the record label anymore.
How many more albums did he have?
I don't know. I don't know Kanye's contract. I think he had a real big contract there, so he might have had a few albums there. But I like it. I really like it because I feel like it looks like it's helping him with his mental health issues too. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but it looks like he's more of an at-ease person since he found God.
Yeah, I mean, I like that I do like that he's going on tour with the Sunday services and going around the different churches and universities. The only thing I don't like is please take the politics out of it. Like,
get that Trump check too.
Yeah. So
all right. Other than Kanye, let's talk about Trump.
Oh yeah. So apparently there was an ISIS leader that the announcement was made that he was killed today. President Trump announced Sunday morning that U.S. operations in Syria led to the death of Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, the leader of the Islamic State. ISIS. So he basically said in the press conference, apparently he said something about the dude was whimpering and crying the whole time. He was so scared.
That's so tasteless.
Including the people who were killed were the man's wife and children, and he blew himself up with the vest on. But does that make any sense though?
Well, I feel like it's tasteless anyway. Like,
no, I'm sorry. I mean, like, does that make any sense for them to say he was screaming and whimpering and crying the whole time, but you like blow yourself up?
Well, Trump, he might have said whimpering just because he wants to look soft and weak. But what I would say to that is you got to watch what type of rhetoric you spread about anybody like that, because you can be help inform other terrorists.
That and
dude might have some cousins or somebody who might be straight and narrow. Then now you coming out and talking like this dude was a weak man. Mm-hmm. That can anger a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah. Then he's up here talking about how, like, you know how Trump does with everything. Oh man, this is like the biggest one yet. Like, just bigger than Osama bin Laden.
I did this. This is huge. Trump was huge. I know Obama did bin Laden, but he's way more better than bin Laden.
Don't he do his lips like this? Huge.
But when you say that, I think dude, Alec Baldwin.
Oh. Shout out to Alec Baldwin. He does it great.
But but he's gonna do that. He's gonna make it seem like he did everything better than whoever did something before him. But let alone that he's taking credit for something. I don't even know if the U.S. was the ones that did it.
Oh yeah, and I think they said in his press conference he said something about
Russia.
He warned everybody about Osama bin Laden back before 9/11 in his book, which I feel like that's slightly trying to take credit for Osama bin Laden and take it away. For some reason, like, he cannot let President Obama live. Like, he just does whatever he needs to do to discredit him. And that is like a sick obsession, it seems like to me. Like, what?
It's the color of the skin. That's all. But they don't want to have him credit for anything. You seen that movie with Mos Def?
Oh yeah,
or whatever that's
called. I can't remember, something the Lord made.
Oh yeah,
that's what the movie is called. That movie.
Shout out to Mos Def, man. He might be
at?
like the best actor that never did do anything because he's in Africa.
I think he came back.
Yeah, I think he got kicked
but
out.
He's like going by his real name now, right?
Yeah, whatever. Whatever his name is. But he's to me, he's probably one of the most talented people we.
Yasin Bey?
Yeah, that's his name. That sound crazy though. Hopefully we ain't mixing his name up with his
You know what? Him and Talib Kweli, shout out to both of them. I remember I used like Black Star.
Black Star was the most disappointing thing ever. I think they could have been one of the best groups of all time.
Swear. Lyrically,
even
so
beat wise, like it's just that they stopped because they both was doing different things at the same time, but they had the same meaning. That's so weird to me. Like I thought that they was the perfect combination, and then they just went their separate ways, but still was doing the same thing. That's what frustrated me. They both was like doing the same type of songs they would have been doing together, but they was doing it separately.
You know what though? And those are the things, like, that's the thing that confuses me about people's, and I know we were talking about Trump, but I really don't like talking about Trump, so we're going to talk about this. What confuses me about people's, like, top 10 lists is, like, or what is the difference between, like, top 10 rappers and top 10, like, is a lyricist and rapper different? Because I'm like, there's people who, like, we just named two who lyrically better than a lot of the people on most people's top 10.
All right, so Talib Kweli is a better lyricist than Jeezy, but he's not a better rapper than Jeezy. Does that make sense?
I mean, I guess. Because when you say rapper, you're incorporating the
whole
flow,
package, the beat, this is the marketing, the brand, everything. The rapper is the product that's pushed out to you.
But I'm still wondering, like, who's better than Black Thought?
No, lyricist nobody. He's a rapping ass dude too, but he's not marketed right as far as artists go.
I think I said this to you before, but there was one time I was watching Jimmy Fallon, and he did like this impromptu rap about Harry Potter, I was like amazed.
I would definitely watch that. He does stuff like that. But as far as a rapper go, Black Thought ain't better than Jay-Z.
You don't think so? Why?
Jay-Z got the whole package.
Well, what's the package? Like, when you
put it like this, if you told Black Thought to put out a single tomorrow, we'd be like, all right, that's all right. The lyrics was sick, but the song is all right. Because it might pick might pick a jazz type beat.
But who's it's the fans that I guess that's a popularity contest.
Not really, because Jay-Z we'll say Jay-Z's a better rapper than MC Hammer, but popularity contest, MC Hammer wins.
Yeah.
Because he sells more records.
Because like with the Roots, like Phrenology, The Tipping Point, like there was a couple albums that like I could probably have listened to like the whole way through.
But can you imagine the Roots being the Roots if they'd have still had Scott Storch? How sick they would have been as a group?
No. What does Scott Storch help them with? Please refresh my memory.
He was playing the keyboard and stuff like that before, I guess he went on his own. Like, can you imagine if he had because you know how Scott Storch was making all those Dr. Dre beats. Can you imagine?
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Scott Storch made a lot of those. He probably made that in the club beat, that 50 Cent beat.
Oh.
But can you imagine,
Really? So this sounds like it's going into a different conversation.
What, as far as how...
I'm like, well, how did Dr. Dre take credit for it?
Well, Kanye does that too.
Okay.
The person who you might have 4 producers in a room making one beat.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that Scott Storch probably played that. Dr. J might have added some
flavor.
And then put it all together. Like Dr. J is as far as a mastermind, like an engineer mastermind. Like even the King, what's his name? Dude that the control verse. Dude's like one of the best rappers. Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar always talks about how tedious Dr. Dre is when he's in the studio. But even like Sam Snead used to make a lot of Dr. Dre beats.
Oh yeah. I remember hearing about them working together.
Yeah, but Kanye will do that too. There'll be like Travis Scott used to make a whole bunch of Kanye beats. Like,
but you notice a lot of people are careful about taking credit for stuff, because like you said that about Scott Storch. I never really heard nobody like put it out there. That's how it like went. And then even with what's his name? He's a real dope rapper too. But he's not well known. He writes for Kanye.
Saha?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Consequence.
Did you notice that like in interviews, Saha, I feel like he downplays how much he helps Kanye. Does that make sense?
But that's just like the people who help write for Drake too.
Yeah, that's dope.
Because a lot of that stuff, Kanye, Drake, they're not a person, they're a machine.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's a whole team behind that. So however many hands is in this pot to make this song, it's going to get pushed back. But guess what? Your name is going to be on the credits and you'll get your points off.
Right.
You know, so
what do you care more about? Do you care more about the notoriety or do you care more about the check?
Because I think being a good ghostwriter, probably 90% of it is being a ghost. Because
I mean, but that's how it is for a lot of people, like you said, Drake, and that's really how it is with Beyonce too.
Because dreaming them.
The only difference is like, and that's how it is with Cardi B too. But I'm wondering why don't we have more people trying to contribute to more women being successful? Like,
I think it's about to start happening. I think what happened at this point is that Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, all of them, they're starting to break down. Because a lot of these girls do rap better than the dudes. So I think they're starting to realize that more than one woman can sell at a time.
Oh, speaking of, did you watch that clip with Boosie acting like he was Meg Thee Stallion?
Who, Boosie?
Yeah.
No, what do you think?
I texted it to you guys. Oh man, he was funny. He was listening to a beat. He was like, oh man, this beat's hard. Meg Thee Stallion should be on this. Then he started rapping, but he started rapping just like Meg Thee Stallion.
Boosie?
Little Boosie.
For real?
It was so funny. You gotta go back and look at it, man. It was funny.
Shout out to Bootsy, man. I don't know what happened to him as an artist, but man, he need his own reality show. He's super funny.
Oh man, I need you to look at that since we're done.
Yeah, I definitely will.
Oh yeah, but back to the conversation.
Yeah, I think more than one they're starting to love, because everything is about logistics. They want to see who could sell what, but I think that now that they realize that more than one woman can sell at a time, there's a lot of women.
People will be surprised, like when you look at them songs, like as far as like Beyonce songs, like usually the more popular songs are the songs. I mean, her name is listed on there somewhere, but usually the more popular songs are the ones that's like not necessarily written by her, well written by like a few different people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. It's like that though everywhere. You gotta go. You do that with rock. You do that with R&B. You do that with rap. It's all the same.
And then that one song, I think like a lot of people. I heard a couple complaints about how I guess it was the Migos must have sent them the
yeah, that was terrible.
The track to
give me respect.
What's the
going ape
what
shit.
do they call them? They're like what do they call them?
Reference track.
Yeah. So
but their ad-libs was still in the reference track. I mean, from the reference track.
But so it's not normally supposed to be like that.
No, why do I hear Offset in the background? True. That's not Jay-Z. Jay-Z's not making that noise.
No, that's not Jay-Z.
And Beyonce, I've heard you rap a million times. You don't sound like that rapping.
I didn't even notice it until somebody called it out.
What?
It may have been you.
Yeah, I probably caught.
Talking about Migos. You can still hear the Migos in the background.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe they're like, we can't duplicate these ad libs, so we're going to keep their ad libs there.
One thing about it is, I may not like. I feel like Migos get blessed with hard beats a lot of times, but they're the ad lib kings. Like, I don't necessarily know if I know anybody who could just off the top of their head ad lib as good as they can.
Oh man.
Did you watch them on Carpool Karaoke?
Yeah, but they say the same ad libs.
Oh man. But I feel like
they might be able to freestyle ad libs better than you. I think
right, because I feel like the beauty of the ad lib is not just the ad lib itself, but the timing too. Like, they're really good with it, I think.
Yeah. But Migos, I don't know. I ain't gonna handle the Migos because I definitely like the Migos, but they're fast food rap.
Yeah. A lot of it is, though, nowadays.
A lot of it is, but it's like...
And I hate to be the old lady in the room, but like the Kanye's, the Pusha T's, the Jay-Z's, those are like the only ones that I really look forward to. All the rest of these people who are out like all the time.
But there's
like,
difference between being fast food rap and being like the 4 for 4. Like, Migos is like the 4 for 4 when it first came out. Like, they just throwing it in your face all day, every day. Like,
so it's like they're forcing me to like it.
Yeah, then you just get tired of it after you ate it a couple times. Like, all right.
But I feel like Migos and Cardi B, even if, because you couldn't get me, I don't know if I'd be able to recite to you a whole Migos line. Maybe not even a whole Cardi B line, but if you play me a beat, I might know what song it is. So they like have good music. Like, if you're working out, as long as you're not really listening to what they're saying, their beats go hard.
And see, my big thing is you could hear the songs. The Migos got songs where they're talking that shit, but there's songs that they might say anything in. So I don't know. I think it's different when you know when somebody's putting the effort into it, and when you know they know their name's hot and they could just throw anything on a hard beat and it work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that stir fry. That stir fry's really weak for real, but it's hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
just
catch your wrist twisting like a stir fry.
Super weak. I had an argument. See, I had an argument yesterday at this party I was at, and it was funny because the party was so. See, you might not know who Young Dolph is, but
I've heard the name.
All right, so the party was so harmonious. Like, everybody is like
harmonious.
Yeah, everybody's like, oh, Young Dolph, I love Young Dolph. Like, the songs kept playing. Like, oh my goodness, this song is so hard. So I was just like, all right, man, that's enough. Like, in the middle of the party, I'm just like, so now I'm done sitting here listening to y'all talk like Young Dolph is hard. He's not hard. Stop saying that. Please stop saying that. This guy freestyles all his raps. He doesn't say anything good, but he got a hard beat, so y'all acting like he's the hardest rapper ever. Stop saying that. Please. So everybody's looking at me like, but then when I told him to put somebody else on, the girls was like, okay, I understand what you said, because dude don't really be saying anything.
Right, and I remember somebody called that out about me. They were like, you only like music that they say stuff in.
But there ain't nothing wrong with that because it got substance.
Yeah.
But sometimes you do want to get a Big Mac. Sometimes fast food, you know what I mean? You might want to dance.
Yeah, like I feel like on a long, like especially if I go on like a distance drive for something to keep my energy up, I might need that Migos or whatever, you know?
Because Cardi got a couple bangers that's like that. Like, you like, yeah, this song is hard.
If you go on a drive for a few hours and you need the bops and you need the energy drink, man, I could drive for.
That's what look.
I could probably do about 6 hours.
Not one Uber driver was like that. She was like, you don't mind if I play this music? Nope. She turned it up. It was that money song by Cardi B. I was like, this probably keep you with your energy. She was like, yep, I had my coffee before I left. This is my music. She was like, I ain't nothing. People like, I'm like, I'm gonna play your music.
Yeah.
It bothered me, man.
You know, we're at about an hour right now.
Shout out to this Asian guy, too, that I met yesterday. He was my Uber driver yesterday. He was like 65, 70 years old.
What was he talking about?
Well, we had this big conversation. First of all, the music that he was playing was like perfect music. It was like so soothing. It was like, Asian, I don't want to say Oriental, Asian music.
Yes.
But it was like real soothing. It was like almost like a jazz, real soothing.
Sound like something they play in a massage parlor.
Yeah, exactly. But it was like almost a serious radio for it.
Okay.
So he was listening to that. But we were just talking about, because I guess he never been around the area. He's like, what area is this? Like McKeesport. He's like, this look like it might be a good area. And that's how the whole conversation started. Like, oh, no, this area is like terrible. But I feel like it's, and he was just talking.
Fooled ya.
Like, I mean, we was just talking and he was giving me his knowledge, and basically he's like, everybody want to make life so complex and so simple. It's like it comes down to right and wrong, the decision, the yes or no answer that you're going to make. And if you make the wrong answer, the good, the bad. If you make the bad answer, there's consequences to that. And
In a nutshell, yeah.
but he was saying how, as I was talking about, all right, what about a person who wants, like, we were just talking about everything as far as like, what about a person who's always going to jail, they want to change and blah, blah, blah. But basically he was just saying the same thing we talk about. It takes a village to raise a person, but don't give up on that person and stay consistent. A lot of times you might tell somebody something and then just let them go on their way. You got to keep standing on that person until they have self-awareness to change. Because if they don't have the self-awareness to change, they will never change.
Right, and do you think that a lot of that comes from Americans being like pretty much undisciplined when it comes to maybe other cultures, as far as like Asian cultures and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Because even like African cultures and countries in Africa, life is like way more simplistic. And like there's no, I remember somebody telling me how they had heard in some countries, there's not even translations for shoulda, woulda, coulda. Like either you do it or you don't. Like
makes sense. Americans are we got
do what you say is do what you say you're gonna do. I mean,
you think we got too much freedom in America?
I think we have too much freedom in America. You know,
They kind of deludes our decision making. Because if there was more consequences to the decisions we make on a day-to-day basis, a lot of this stuff we wouldn't get ourselves into.
Yeah, because even if you even if you think of it from a criminal justice standpoint, what is it, Singapore that has like Canaan? Like, listen, do you know how they talk about how the crime rate is so super low? But I think it's because of the consequences.
So are you trying to say the reason why I've lived a straight and narrow path is because I got paddled?
Man, you need caned.
I got, well, look, to get this lawsuit from Duquesne, we got to say we got caned when we were younger, not paddled.
And see, I think, because you remember back in the day, I think there was a kid who, he had like vandalized the car.
What was his name? Oh,
I don't remember,
man,
but he was
supposed
over
to get
there.
like 30 lashings or something.
Oh man, and everybody in the U.S. was outraged. But like, yo, you can't be over somebody else's country doing all kind of craziness. Like, they don't go for that there. And then if you're over there doing something crazy, you gotta suffer the consequences of what they do over there. Like,
I want to say they was about to show it on public TV too over there. Oh, no, maybe I just had that in my head, but I thought that we were going to see the 30 lashes.
I don't know, but I wanted to see that. Oh, I can't even remember what the name was. But yeah, so in different countries, the harsher the consequences, the lower the crime rate. But do you think that works in conjunction with people's moral compass too? Like, here we feel like such a sense of entitlement. We should just be able to do whatever. And
I think that's because we're learning for having freedom. And like you said, we think we have more freedom than what we do, so we feel like we're entitled and stuff. A lot of those places where, like you said, it's strict. They know they don't have. There's certain things they know they don't have. See, Americans, and again, I love this country and I love what we stand for as like trying to give people a chance to be free, but we're ignorant to our rights, but we feel like we're ignorant to the rights that we do have, but we think we have unlimited rights, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Somebody might do a crime not knowing it's a crime, but then when they get charged for it, they're like, oh, well, I thought, but you didn't even know about your rights or the laws.
Like, I mean, really.
Like jaywalking.
Yeah.
jaywalking. It might not be big in Pennsylvania, but if you go to like Vegas,
California, I heard they really do enforce it.
Yeah, like you go like, but somebody like me, my first time down Vegas, I was about to jaywalk, and the person told me like, no, you will literally get a fine for that.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that. Like, but I wasn't gonna take it serious. But me living up in Pennsylvania, I'm just
because if you go, even if you go downtown Pittsburgh, like
people act like they got bumpers on their butt.
Yeah, they do, and they'll just cross like right in the middle of the 4-lane thing. And you're like, what are you doing?
Right. Hey, it's different everywhere, but America, we gotta get our shit together.
Yeah.
Did you see? I don't even want to talk about that because I want to read more up on it. They found somebody who had like, who was over in Essex. Is that what's that? That's over there like in Britain, right? Essex.
I think so.
But they found the dude who had well, he got charged for 39 Asian bodies found in like a warehouse. They was like trying to ship them, like do like
For what? Were they trying to take their organs?
No, they wasn't. They died while he was trying to ship. Like they was like it's like human trafficking. Yeah, and like all of them died in one spot. Like
human trafficking is the modern day slave trade.
It is, but yeah, dude, they found like he got charged, but then there's like 3 other people they trying to look for. But yeah, it was like 39 people they was trying to storm somewhere and they ended up dying in that storage spot. That shit was sad, but I wanted to read more up on it, but that just happened. Dude got charged with it.
And I think like the thing that like worries me,
it was like 3 countries that was involved there.
Well, you know what? I think the thing that worries me is that I used to think that it was like a third world country issue, the whole human trafficking and like sex trafficking. I used to like, but now there's more and more stories coming out that this is something that really happens in the United States.
Oh yeah.
And when I watched that interview, what was her name? The lady on the Breakfast Club, Tony Rivera. That took me back to, and I really, did I ever tell you the story about how I felt like this lady was trying to take my daughter? So, my daughter was probably, she might have been 3. Yeah, I'm thinking she was 3 because we were coming out of the store. I had a buggy full of groceries and she was standing next to me. Well, you know, with the type of vehicle I have, you know, it's a smaller SUV, but it got the like hatchback. So I was trying to put the groceries back, but my daughter was walking next to me. She wasn't actually sitting in the buggy. So I'm putting the groceries inside the back and I'm telling her like, stand right here. So she's like right next to me. But you know, she's 3, so she's little. I'm putting the groceries in and then I look down and she's gone. And as soon as I noticed she was gone, I was like, hey, what are you doing? I screamed it, but I didn't see her. And then I heard my door slam. So, and I walk around to the other side of the car. This lady, she is in her car. She was like, I was just trying to put her in the car. And then she hurried up and drove off. And now
she was trying to put her in your car.
But she put her in my front seat. Like, you know, a child this size doesn't go in the front seat. But because I feel like I screamed that, she hurried up and left.
You shouldn't be touching my daughter at all.
But I was like, that let me, because everything happened so quickly. I didn't even know how to. I was just like kind of like standing there in shock. Like, what just happened?
You see in those surveillance videos where like it'll be like you said, like the kid will just be walking next to the mom and like a dude will come up and try to grab the kid's hand and like be struggling with the parents and stuff. Like, yeah, it don't be like no, I got candy for you. It's just like,
could not believe how quickly it happened. Like, it was so fast. So, like that really like makes me think of how like fast this can happen. And like people might try to blame the parents, like, why wasn't you watching your kid or whatever? But like literally my kid was like right next to me.
So you gotta figure if you could get like down near $250,000 for some organs, you probably could get, for a whole human, you probably could get like $1 million. They probably like snatching humans is at an all-time high.
Man, that was like the craziest thing ever.
You should have still got her license plate number.
Like, I think the shock had overcome me because I was kind of like standing there for a second, like, what just happened? Like,
Yeah.
because I think like part of me was, I hate to say I was naive in thinking like that would happen to me.
You're right.
Like, you know what I mean? It was crazy. Like, that experience was just crazy. And because of how quickly everything happened, it was like I didn't even have time to process it. It was like,
well, they kept trying to say all those missing girls from Atlanta. What is it, in the 70s and 80s? It's got something to do with that too. All those missing kids.
I don't know, but that was literally at the grocery store down the street from my house. Like, I cannot believe that happened.
Well, good thing she didn't get taken.
I know.
You didn't need Liam Nielsen.
I know. Could you imagine me?
I wonder if he would help a black kid.
Hey, Liam?
Yeah. Like, lady, that doesn't have anything to do with me.
I know. Why you still think Liam Neeson's an undercover racist?
Probably I ain't gonna say racist, but he probably discriminates.
No.
But what you can you blame somebody whose best friend, like, it's hard because if his best friend did get raped or beat up or whatever she got done to her by a black person, some was kind of how we do like white cops.
Oh yeah, you hold it against all the white.
Yeah,
every white cop you see, you be looking at them like crazy. Like,
kind of, it's hard because you're supposed to be blind and things like that. But when certain race does something dirty to somebody you love, it's kind of like you start being like very, very discriminatory towards that race.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, the media plays like a big part in forming like forming narratives and playing into your anxiety too. Because I'm gonna tell you what, like around the time where you have situations happening where everything's caught on film. I remember I got pulled over. I think like my registration was expired or something. But we had like just like transitioned over to nobody's getting stickers anymore. You just go on them. And it was something that I really hadn't thought about. So I got pulled over and I had but I could tell like the police officer could tell I was like anxious about it. So he looked at my stickers in the front. He saw my stickers in the front was good. And I was just explaining, I just forgot about it. My stickers in the front's good. I just, whatever. He was like, okay, well, just make sure you renew your registration online, okay? And I was like, thank you.
And it shouldn't even have to be like that.
I know.
But it is. But then it goes the other way too. When you're being cool about a situation, sometimes the cops look like they're really like, thank God.
Yeah.
There's sometimes
part of me was wondering, I was like, can he tell I'm nervous?
Probably. You might have been doing something, fidgety, something.
Or holding my steering wheel tight, something.
Yeah. But, I don't know. I think it's human nature. After you grow up thinking certain type of way, like you said, the media or even entertainment will portray certain race or culture in that type of way. Even like how I'm like that with Nigerians. Definitely like that.
Scammers, you can do your scams every time.
Look, I might ask you a couple more questions if you tell me you Nigerian than what I would do like a regular African.
A regular African?
Yeah, that sounds terrible. But if you tell me you from Ghana, I might ask you like 5 questions. But you tell me you from Nigeria, the questions are going to go more in depth before I even have a regular conversation with you. It's a shame it's like that, but I got scammed when the internet first started with that Nigerian stuff. Yeah, stupid. I want to say back then it was a PlayStation 2.
I got scammed.
Sent all this stuff, but never got the money.
Well, I've already talked about my catfish story.
Well, Yeah, so you just gotta watch out. But I feel like I ain't gonna blame William Nelson. I just feel like he shouldn't have. There wasn't no need for him to tell that story.
Yeah. I felt like he may have been trying to relate himself to like some sort of movie that he was.
Yeah,
but he probably should have like kept that to himself.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that you want to keep to you maybe should keep to yourself. Tank. So, what do you guys think about, or what do you think? I said you guys. Sorry, Kenya. I'm used to you being here. So, apparently, Tank said if a man sucks the D twice, he's not gay. Or something to that effect. Wasn't that the headline?
Yeah, now, again, they probably took it out of context. I mean, they did, because I watched that whole...
I watched it too.
They definitely took it out of context. They were talking about something totally different. Tank tried to put an analogy in there that didn't make any sense at all.
Well, it wasn't even Tank, it was Angela Yee.
Oh, yeah, Angela Yee put that analogy in the day, making any sense at all, because that's the way she talks. She tries to be goofy. And Tank fell right into it. I was like,
I felt like she baited him into that answer.
But it's just so funny how the media works, because everybody's acting like they want to cancel Tank, but they're not even watching the whole...
I know, because if you watch the clip, you can understand the context of the conversation.
It never even had anything to do with that.
So apparently Tank was on Angela Yee's Lip Service podcast, and the part of the conversation was one of the co-hosts, L'Oreal, she said that she had a guy who he lied to her a few times about messing around with other women. And the man told her, like, listen, I ain't never lied to you about nothing else. It's just about them chicks. Like, so
she called him a liar.
Basically, Tank is saying, that don't mean you're a liar. He's like, I mean, I may have performed construction work a couple of times, but that doesn't mean I'm a construction worker. That just means I've done construction-like work a couple times. Which, I mean, that analogy made sense.
No, it doesn't. He is a construction worker. If you work construction twice, that doesn't mean you're the best construction worker, but you definitely do work construction if you work construction.
Well, the way I'm looking at it is like I could do what can be categorized as construction work around my house, but that doesn't mean that that's my profession and I get paid for it and I do it on a regular basis.
No, but you think
it's fair to...
If you fix an awning on your house, you could go on Craigslist and start saying, know how to fix awnings, charge such and such, and I guarantee, you know what I mean? So technically you can, just like how
you can, but
just
you
like
don't.
If you murdered somebody twice, you're a murderer.
Now
you
that's
somebody twice, you're a cheater.
But I mean, I guess people will argue, and it's probably the person. It's either the cheater or the cheatee who would categorize it differently. The person who is the cheatee would probably say that you are deemed as in character a cheater if you cheat on me. The person who is a cheater, he's like, they might be like, no, I'm not really a cheater. I just did it that one time. Like, I'm not like a cheater.
It's not able to accept responsibility. So you're not holding yourself accountable. Mm-hmm. Just like if you suck 2 Ds and you say I'm not gay, you're not holding yourself accountable. So, like, they'll do that. Even murderers will do that. Somebody could kill 2 people.
I killed somebody, but I'm not a murderer.
I just had 2 misunderstandings. I'm not a murderer. I'm the coolest dude ever. Trust me.
I know.
No, you're a murderer. You're a murderer. You lied twice. Guess what? You're a liar. Now, who's the same?
But then we're all liars. Because I could think.
Yeah,
I would probably. I think it's safe to say that most people in the world have lied more than once or twice.
Yeah, but you could change. There's a difference between what you do is what you do is who you are.
Okay, so what's the time frame in between each lie that deems me changed? Like, would it have to be a year or two
I think it's like with anything.
for me to?
You just gotta prove yourself that you're not a liar. You gotta, you know what I mean? I think it's like that with anything. Like, you gotta prove yourself that you're not a murderer. Like, society ain't gonna just get off the bat. If you kill somebody, society ain't just gonna forgive you from the door.
Now, as far as a man sucking the D, that's a hard pill to swallow.
See, my instance on that.
Like, if a woman found out that a man who she was interested in has done it throughout the course of his life a couple of times, there might be a lot of women might be turned off by that.
I hope all the women that I mess with, hopefully y'all would be turned off by that.
Now I know with these new age people, with they have a different perception of sexuality and all of that stuff. So some people might say, well, it doesn't matter, you can do whatever you want.
I mean, you can do whatever you want, just be honest with your partner.
Mm-hmm.
That down low stuff, I feel like that's how a lot of diseases get spreaded and things like that, because everybody's being messy.
That reminds me of Insecure, where what's the friend's name? The lawyer, what's her name?
I ain't watched the dark skin one, but I ain't watched Insecure in so long.
I don't think it comes back till January or something like that.
That's
But anyway,
that's my girl
she
too.
stopped dating this dude because she couldn't get past. I think he said he had an experience with another man sometime when he was in college or something like that.
Which one was that? Which dude said that?
It was it was the dude. I want to say he worked at Enterprise or something.
Oh, okay, that's that dude.
Yeah, Lexington dude, glasses. I don't remember his name, but she tried and she just could not get past it.
I feel her. I definitely do.
I feel her too. I don't know.
That's weird. That's weird to me. Like, if you do, I guess there are bisexual guys. There's bisexual guys, I guess.
But I guess people would say,
but
the way that, but I think
I think if a girl's gay, even if she's trying to say she's bisexual, she's gay.
But I think men are harsher on other men when it comes to that versus
I don't feel
society being harsher. Well,
I don't feel like we are as long as you're up front with it. And I feel like what a lot of people with Tank is like, and I talked to my homegirl about that too. She said that he says a lot of iffy stuff that where it's almost like the Malik Yoba effect.
But I think,
if you are gay, just come out and say it. Stop trying to act like you're an advocate and still be in the closet.
Well, I think with the whole Tank conversation, to me, it seemed like he was more trying to not be wrong versus
See, to me,
honestly, I don't necessarily know that he
it was like a
believes
debater. He was trying to be a debater, but
right. I'm not convinced that he necessarily believes that, but I feel like for me to, I feel like for him to reinforce his point of just because you do something a couple of times that doesn't define you. I feel like he was trying to reinforce his point behind that versus him just.
It depends on what it is, but I do feel like Tank knew what he was talking about because he lives in LA and he has that LA. He knows the LA lifestyle. So even if he wasn't talking about himself, he probably knows dudes that dabble with other dudes but still go home to their wife or still be in the tabloids with women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of stories you hear about, even like people like Jamie Foxx and Puff Daddy, to where they get over in that LA crowd and they start being a little iffy. Allegedly. But that's what you hear. Like, I see it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
And I don't care. But my thing is that even like with the Malik Yoba situation, I don't think that people care about their sexual preferences, more so that you're being in the closet and still trying to be an advocate.
So it's the misleading aspect.
Like you're telling them don't be afraid to come out, but you're not coming out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That's just like the white person talking about
well, Malik Yoba, he would be like, I didn't come out, I stepped up.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But it's just like you're still not being real with yourself, not upfront with you.
Yeah, because he still didn't if you saw him on the Breakfast Club, he still didn't it didn't seem like he still came out
You know what it
and said, okay.
You know what it reminded me of? Queen Sugar. Remember when Ava, or what's her name? Nova. When Nova started dating the cop again, and Micah came in, and the cop was trying to tell Micah, Nova was trying to tell Micah that he's a good cop, and Micah asked him, was he around for it whenever the other cops was doing that, and did he say anything?
Right.
So a lot of times you can act like that you're gonna, you're a good person, but I feel like it's the same thing. You might act like you're an advocate for something, but you're not stepping up and voicing your opinion on it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like, come out the closet and look good, because I do hear he's dating a transgender now. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So you should have just came out the closet from the door, just saying, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with it."
Yeah.
I mean, that's not my preference, but there's nothing wrong with it. But now you're with the.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which we all knew that that's what you like, just the way you was batting for him. So you should have just came out and said it from the door.
I mean, I guess I didn't know, but I didn't. It's not like I was like caring either. Like.
Now, do you think if he came out from the door about it, those allegations would have came out faster?
Probably.
So that might have been why he just didn't come out from the door. But yeah, I like transgender women.
Or because I'm trying to. That had been like a couple months now, right? I'm trying to think of what happened first. Was it him stepping up and saying that he? I think the catalyst for the conversation was him. There was a kid. I think the kid was in New York, and he ended up committing suicide. So him saying,
like the bullying,
like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with him dating a trans woman. Or, something to that effect. I think that was the thing that, like, started the wheels turning on everything. And then you start all of a sudden hearing, and I don't necessarily, you start hearing about him having, Malik Yoba having, people coming out, we know about him for a long time. And then you have somebody else coming out saying, he solicited sex from me when I was 13 years old. And then that's when people was like, 13? What? So, I don't know. But yeah, Tank, would you rather be happy or would you rather be right? That's what it comes down to. Some stuff you just maybe shouldn't engage in because
I will say
seems like the whole point of the conversation was missed.
Well, I will say shout out to Tank though, because guarantee him being the buzz like that, his CD's gonna sell.
That's the thing. When it comes to their music, I think he's another one who doesn't get enough credit.
I think he's gonna start getting credit now though. Our spotlight is on that man, especially for it being slow music.
I think he said he's on tour right now with Fantasia too.
That's a tour right there. It's a vocal tour.
Yeah.
But see, to me, Tank is cool music wise, but I think he write better for other people than himself.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think he still tries to catch that one with himself. So a lot of his songs.
Because he writes a lot for Jamie Foxx too, right?
But you can tell he writes for Jamie Foxx.
You can. Their songs are similar.
But he tries a lot of catchy stuff for himself. I don't like that.
Yeah. So we're at about an hour and a half.
That's all you want to talk about? Yeah, that's all we got to talk. Amber Geiger, she did appeal.
Oh.
But we don't really got to talk about it until everything starts. I just feel like she was done for doing that because now she could get more years. And it shows the insensitivity. Yeah. If you, for the whole trial.
Maybe we might want to table that conversation for when Kenya comes back, huh?
Definitely. Yeah. All right, so what is it? Episode 35?
Yes.
All right, guys.
Thank you so much for watching. Love you guys. Please
thumbs up,
like, comment, and subscribe. All right, later. Bye.
Austin,